Okay, I mix you is the Negro is still there. Like the elder was saying on the video in a couple of months ago. He said, I don't give a damn how light skinned you is. You talk long enough, that nigga gonna come out. Like, just because, like, in other words, just because you don't have the Negro futures doesn't mean that your it's not gonna exclude or unalienate. It doesn't mean that your roots doesn't go back to your forefathers goes all the way back to Negroes. That doesn't mean you don't have, like, let me say it like this here. You can have European, I mean, no, not European, but you can have Negro futures, and you still can have European forefathers, or you still can have German forefathers and looking like a European. You can be dark and can have European forefathers. So color does not always have anything to do with it. Just because of the color, color means nothing. It's about the lineage. You can't go by the lineage. You go by, I mean, you can't go by the color, excuse me. You can't go by the color, but you go by the lineage. All you have to do is look in book of Ezra. Ezra, the book of Ezra says that those people who could not find out who they could not find their forefathers, they could not find their fathers. The Bible said they was put from the priesthood. So something like that, Rick, that lets you know that lineage is important and people think it's not important. Lineage is important according to, I mean, from looking into Israel, the book of Israel yesterday, because a lot of time we read that stuff years ago and we don't get a quite understanding of it. And because a lot of time in the Christian churches we don't pay it any attention. But it's important. You know? People tell you it don't matter, but it does. Yeah, I never claim to be something I'm not. But all I can do is, the Bible, it also says don't, you know, I'm going to tell the truth, the whole truth. But at the same time, you know, it's all about like keeping his commandments. He said, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments, stuff like that. You know, a lot of times we're not going to be able to go back 4 and 5 generations, 20 generations. Sometimes we ain't going to never know. But we know people by the Spirit. You know, we'll know if their spirit can identify or they can relate to the curses in Deuteronomy or whatever. I think I'm gonna get up out of here and just take me a scroll. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. It's gonna take a minute to watch this. But it's important, man. Let me go and put an upload on Twitter. I'm gonna share this right now. I sent one to Twitter.
fertilizer Bolton called a quote-unquote drug deal, meaning these nefarious.
Yeah. So it should be.
Show
Sent like 3 people
that they
live.
are nonpartisan. They're not, the anti-Trumpers. Somehow they're just called anti-Trump because they're not taking a
I did
position
like 5
for the
minutes.
president. But what they
Gonna be
are,
6 minutes.
patriotic, hardworking Americans who know their
6
brief,
minutes or
and
something.
that's been, I think, heartening for a lot of people at stake to see in the past couple of weeks. Do you have support from people of Hong Kong?
The only person you can see a lot of people. The thing, I don't think a lot of our people, they just not really ready for a lot of the information that
Well, if you look at the latest
that is out
indicator
there.
for the rating of
I want to
Cameleon,
cook some fish. That's
which
what I
the
got back
rating
there.
has been dropping drastically since the protest. The latest disapproval rate of Cameleon is 71%, such an astonishing figure.
So
and
I'm
if you
just
look
chilling
at the
over
demands
there.
of the people,
I'm gonna come back and
80% of
I'm gonna be in the book of
supporting,
Ezra,
the
1 and 2.
Independent Inquiry
It's
Commission,
in
40%
First
support
Chronicles
democracy.
1 and 1,
This
and
is a huge
First Chronicles
consensus from the mass public of Hong Kong. And
9 and verse 1.
This is
dealing with the
also the ways
genealogy.
that most,
And
if not
when I
all,
look at all the
people
names
think
in the Bible
to
that you
solve
can't
the
hardly
conflicts
say,
that we're having now.
it's the 18, part of those things, the 18 nations in the Bible.
No matter
You know what
how
I'm
much
saying? So
turmoil it causes,
they are
no matter
important.
the Beijing
They are
does not
important to
seem
know which one you came
ready
out
right
of.
now to accede to those demands.
You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
think,
So the
it
only
is
thing that I can do
inappropriate to blame the victim.
is just
Hong
continue
Kong
to
people
keep
has been suppressed,
seeking,
persecuted for a long time.
and
for us, it is important
you know what I'm
that
saying.
we,
But
or the
I will
international
say it like this
community,
too,
to impose pressure on
that
the government,
based upon
impose
the life experience like now,
on
I
the
can relate to
institutions.
the being
Otherwise,
poor
Hong Kong people, they are very
and being in
frustrated,
it's
and
not
they
because
want to
I'm
come to
choosing,
another
because there's no
ordinary
such
kind of
thing
city
as
that
so-called
maybe
black
become another
people or Native American choose to be poor. We didn't wake up and say, oh, we want the white man is to rule over the planet, and we want him is to make us poor. I want to be sitting in a poor position for just about my whole life, for 45 years. Yeah, I want to be poor, and I want to have to like go light on stuff because we in the middle of the month, and we gotta save and be light, go light on the food, go light on this here, go light on that, because we got to the end of the month, so we gotta go light. You know how we struggle from one month to the next, and we didn't wake up one day and say we want to struggle from one month to the next. We didn't do that. They doing that, and it's based up off of evil. It's based up off of because of who we are. So that's the only thing that I can basically relate to is through the spirit, because it did say it's through the spirit you're gonna know a person by the spirit. Like the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American getting shot down in the streets all the time. Then there you have it. Your family being in and out of the prison houses and all that. Who fill the prison houses up more than anybody? So you go, we can relate to that. I can relate to that. I have people in my family that have been in the prison houses for drugs, for all kinds of different things. Alcohol, they pulling you over for a ticket, telling you that you went over the speed limit. Now I know that when we get in those cars and we see a so-called police car, the first thing we think of, oh my goodness, we better, and all this kind of stuff. It's like you be afraid they're gonna pull you over, and that's what the Bible says in Deuteronomy 28. It says, "Thou shalt fear day and night." That means we will fear for our lives. We will fear when we see like a so-called police officer, because the first thing we think of, we don't think of protection. We think of somebody who's coming to kill, you know what I'm saying? That's what you think of. You don't think of somebody trying to protect the community. None of that. You think of somebody who's trying to come and oppress you. And that's what our oppressors does. So I can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Then that's the best I can go. Yeah, so I'm not going, another thing, I'm not going to speak on something that I don't have knowledge of and that I don't really know. But I will, the only thing that I do know is that I can relate to them curses in Deuteronomy. That's all I can say. And I just try to just keep the commandments of the Most High to the Most High God to the best of my ability, and just keep on just seeking, and that's all I can do. You know, because the Most High God knows who is who. He knows what everybody's lineage and seed is, and he know how far it goes back. He know everything. Yeah. So I'm gonna say I'm up out of here, y'all. Y'all take care, man.